Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping ahead to 2026 to explore three, frankly mind-blowing predictions for what's coming next in artificial intelligence.
So let me ask you this. By 2026, do you think AI is going to be discovering brand new drugs completely on its own? Or is it going to be something totally different? Like maybe your closest confidant, the thing that helps you connect with your friends. Well, we're about to explore three very different futures for AI. And they can completely reshape science, our social lives, and even business as we know.
Okay, first up, we've got a prediction from Oliver Shue. And his big idea? That science itself is on the verge of a massive upgrade. We're talking about something that gets us closer than ever to the idea of fully autonomous labs.
Now look, lab automation, that's not exactly a new thing, right? We've had robots doing the same boring, repetitive tasks for ages. But here's the game changer. What's so powerful now is combining AI's ability to think and plan with actual physical robots. So, this isn't just about making robots faster. It's about giving the lab's hands a seriously intelligent brain to guide them.
And this really lays out a fascinating roadmap. So in the short term, you're going to see scientists and AI working together, kind of like partners. Then comes this really crucial middle step, interpretability. We absolutely have to understand why the AI is making the decisions it's making. But the end game? The real destination here is what's called fully closed-loop science. An AI that can come up with ideas, run experiments, analyze the results, and do it all over again with zero human help.
Okay, so who's going to jump on this first? Well, it really just comes down to following the money. You've got industries like life sciences, pharma, and material science. They all have mature markets. And more importantly, a ready buyer for any new research. For them, the speed and power this offers is just way too valuable to pass up.
And just so you know, this isn't some sci-fi fantasy. This is happening right now. We're already seeing real players in this space. You've got startups like Medra in life sciences, or Chemify and Yona Labs that are all in on chemistry. And then, on a much bigger scale, you have these massive collaborations, like the Department of Energy's Genesis mission, or a big partnership between DeepMind and the UK government. They are all pushing this AI-driven science forward full steam ahead.
All right, let's completely switch gears for our second prediction. This one comes from Brian Kim, and it paints a totally different picture for AI's future. The big idea here is that consumer AI, it's pivoting. It's moving away from just making us more productive and turning towards something, much more human. Connection.
For the longest time, AI has been all about helping us work better, think faster, get more done. But we're seeing this massive shift. The real opportunity for growth, the next big thing, isn't in more productivity tools. It's in something at the very core of our social lives, helping us build and, actually maintain our relationships.
So what's the engine behind all this? Well, as Brian Kim says, it's a core human emotion. It's that feeling of wanting to be seen, wanting to feel truly connected to other people. And AI is now becoming a tool to help us with that really deep, fundamental need.
So you're probably wondering, okay, how does this even work? Well, it starts with an AI getting to know you, but without you having to sit there and tell it your whole life story. It can just ingest your digital footprint, your online chats, your photos, all that stuff. And from that, it starts to build an understanding of who you are. And once it has that, then it can start helping you make deeper, more meaningful connections. And this leads to this really fascinating new way of interacting, which gets summed up as my guy talking to your guy. Just picture this. Your personal AI reaches out to your friend's personal AI and just says, hey, have you checked in on them lately? It's been a while. This could spark all sorts of new conversations and connections that, let's be honest, we might not have started on our own. Okay, time for our third and final prediction. This one's from David Haber, and it's all about where the real long-term money is going to be made. And the key takeaway? It's not just about using AI to cut costs. It's about using AI to fundamentally supercharge the core business model itself.
Think about it like this. A business has two basic paths it can take with AI. Path one is just automating stuff to save money. And look, that's fine. It's valuable. But there's a limit to how much you can save. But then there's path two, the much more powerful one. That's using AI to actually drive your main source of revenue, to reinforce what your business is. The potential there, it's basically unlimited. That's where you get that massive market.
Okay, to make this really concrete, let's check out a case study. There's this company called Eve, and they work in plaintiff law. Now, the key thing to know here is that these lawyers work on what's called a contingency basis. Put simply, they only get paid if they win the case. So their entire business, their success, is tied directly to results.
So this is exactly where the AI comes in to reinforce that model. Eve has this AI workspace that helps lawyers manage their cases. But here's the magic. As it processes more and more cases, it's collecting this incredibly valuable private data on which cases win and which lose. Then, it uses that data to build smarter models to predict which new cases are likely to win. This helps lawyers pick the best cases, which leads to better results, which creates more data. It's this powerful, compounding data flywheel. And that private data, that is the absolute key. You can't just go find this data on the internet for some other AI to train on. It's proprietary. This creates a powerful, defensible moat around the business. The more data Eve gets, the smarter its AI becomes, and the harder it is for any competitor to even catch up.
And we see this exact same pattern with another company called Salient. They use AI voice agents for loan servicing. And yeah, sure, it cuts down on call center costs. But the really amazing part is that the AI agents are actually getting better collection rates than humans. So again, see the pattern? It's not just a cost cutter. It's directly improving a core business metric that drives revenue.
All right, so we've looked at three pretty wild and different futures. Let's boil it all down. What are the key things you really need to take away from this?
First, science is heading towards full automation. AI plus robotics is going to radically speed up discovery. Second, consumer AI is pivoting from just getting things done to helping us connect and feel understood. And third, the biggest AI wins won't be about cutting costs. They'll be about using unique data to create these powerful flywheels that actually drive revenue.
So there you go. Three very different futures for AI. You've got autonomous science, the AI social connector, and the business model supercharger. As we race towards 2026, the real question I have for you is, which one of these do you think is going to have the biggest impact on your life?